and with Paul from Cakeflix. Is that the right way of saying it?
Yeah, Cakeflix, cakeflix.com. Yes, yeah, we've just rebranded in the last couple of months.
Now, Cakeflix is all about making cakes, and I'm stood there here in, I guess you call this the studio. It's not a kitchen anyway. And I'm surrounded by some of the most fantastic cakes I've ever. In fact, I didn't think they were cakes. How long have you been involved in doing this sort of thing?
Well, I started making cakes when I was 9 years old, and it was my gran, when I was young, used to take me at the weekends, and I used to help baking, so it's been from there. But I've been in business about 18 years, and we started the online school, which is what we do now. It's been running for about 5 years.
So you see, I stopped at the stage of licking the bowl out with my finger when my mum made a cake. I mean, what made you want to progress?
I've always had a sort of creative side, and I love baking. So it's my grandma sort of pushed me into it, and I just didn't give up. So when you're young and you've got your class talk, what do you want to do when you're older? Policeman, astronaut, and I wanted to be a baker. That's quite sad, but that's the truth. And I think what's nice about it is every day is different. So you're never making the same cake twice. So it's quite good for the brain. So it's always a challenge. Each morning you wake up, think how the heck am I going to make this car, or how am I going to make this building or this teddy bear? Yeah.
Now the thing that I see when I look around here, these cakes they are obviously made for individuals. Do people come to you and say, look, my wife or my husband is a so-and-so, can you do us a cake? Or do they have more strict rules than that?
Well, it's kind of 50-50, but generally people come in and they're looking for inspiration. They'll say they've got a 50th anniversary coming up, or that's their partner's 30th birthday, and they like XYZ. So they've got a boat, or they like hill climbing, and you just try and design the cake around their interest as much as possible. But sometimes you've got to sort of, what's the word? You've got to tweak the customer's imagination, because sometimes it can be a wee bit over the top, and sometimes it can be a bit boring. So it's trying to make sure you make a cake that you actually want to make, and not just listen to the customer all the time. So customers aren't always right.
Now we've managed to sneak in, or Doreen, isn't it? Noreen is here, and she's actually making a cake as we speak. Well, she's decorating it. So obviously all of these fabulous cakes, which you know, as I say, we're looking at the teddy here, they have to have a base, something inside them. So what's inside the teddy? Yeah,
so the teddy's actually all chocolate cake. So I'm a bit of a chocolate lover. So I've got a bad or a good reputation that everything I make is chocolate. So it's a chocolate cake inside, and it's got a rich Belgium chocolate ganache, which is double cream and chocolate melted together to make a really beautiful, it's like melt in the moment type of chocolate inside. So that's what I like to make. I do other flavours as well, but chocolate's my favourite.
Sounds horrible. Now, how do you sculpt the basis, the shape? I mean, obviously, is it just two big blobs and then you just add lots of stuff on top of it?
Yeah, well, what we've got here is to get the base, we've got threaded rods inside, believe it or not. So it's threaded rod with some nuts and bolts and washers to keep it all together, and then we have a plate halfway up the bear, and then on top of the plate is the cake inside. So it's a chocolate cake. So the bottom half's actually tin foil.
Oh, right.
to get the undercarriage of the teddy bear, so it looks like a rounded bear, and then the top part's actually the carved cake from about here all the way around, and that's how we do the head as well. Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's then iced.
Yes, sugar paste. So we then cover it in sugar paste. So the whole thing's been done in a white fondant sugar paste. Once it's dry, we then get I normally say we get the guns out, so we get the airbrush out, and then that's when we have some fun. And that's the creative part, is actually starting to airbrush the cake.
Now, looking at this particular one, which Noreen's been doing, it's fairly intricate, isn't it? I mean, the buttons, the tie, things like that, as well as things like the ears and obviously what's going to be the face and the hat. Do you have to have a plan, or does it sort of roll and you just think, yeah, that's going to do that colour, that's going to do that colour?
Well, what we've got is we actually have a drawing, so we did a little sketch of the cake before we started, and then we did a little arrows what colour it's going to be. But it has changed along the road, so we have tweaked it along the way, because some things happen when you airbrush and we have to change colours, etc. But we've pretty much kept it to score what we designed originally. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a terrible question. With the advent of programmes like Cake Boss and things like that on TV, how's that affected you?
Well, it's been great. It's been really good. So, I mean, I've been in the industry for about 18 years, and I started teaching about 5-6 years ago, and it's been fantastic because everyone wants to learn how to make cakes. So it's been really good for me, and it's taken me all over the world. So I'm just not long back from Australia. I did a tour in Australia. Next year, I'm hopefully going back to Australia to do a 5-week tour.
Wow.
Off to South Africa next year as well, and hopefully Canada to teach next year as well. So it's been good for me. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds excellent, but when you see some of these things, I mean, I'm looking at the punk over there, with his piercings and badges and everything. Yeah. That must have taken ages to create that.
Yeah, well, this was actually a guest that we had. He flew in from.
Well, you look like that.
Yeah. He did almost. His name was Ben, and Ben came in from near Nottingham, and he made this. He's called Ben the Cake King, and he's an expert airbrusher guy. So it took a day and a half to make him. So
wow, is that all?
and he's all chocolate cake inside as well, believe it or not. So he's actually starting to collapse a little bit because of the heat here. Yeah. So you can see he's starting to look sideways, which gives it more character. It actually. Does, yeah. I think the alien's starting to collapse as well a little bit with the heat, but I'm not going to leave the AC on all the time to keep him good. Yeah.
Now, you actually not only teach people here, but you also teach people online. You do courses online. How did that come about?
Yeah, well, I was just telling Noreen last night over dinner how it started, and my partner, business partner, David, he had this dream of online because he could see years ago that was going to be the future. So he kept on saying to me, Paul, we need to go online and start teaching cake decorating. And I said, how can you do a hands-on, something that's hands-on, how can you do it online? And he said, trust me. So what happened was I said, no, I don't trust you, and we just parked it. And then we had the really bad winter, maybe about 10 years ago, and we're snowed in Scotland. We couldn't do anything. We had a couple of cameras. We thought we'll do a little mock tutorial and see if it works, and that's it. So it was actually the snow that created the business, and it just snowballed actually from there and just got bigger and bigger. And to date, we've got 182,000 members worldwide on the website.
You would think, or I would think, being the sort of person I am, a bloke, that this would be a mainly female occupation. Like, it's only girl is interested in cakes. Is that changing?
Oh, it's changing hugely, yeah. You go to these big cake shows in the UK and abroad. I mean, it's primarily female, but there's definitely a larger amount of male cake designers popping up around the world. In fact, we have our own Facebook group. So it's men that bake.
I like that, men that bake.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, once again, this is obviously, a studio built for the TV side of things. Yeah. Do you find that? Do you enjoy doing that? Do you actually enjoy it, standing up in front of the camera?
To be honest, it's the strangest thing because when I was young at high school, I was absolutely terrified for doing the class talk. I was the one who was crying in the background, and all of a sudden, it just clicked in. And after a couple of filming schedules, and I prefer it. Actually, it's great fun because, of course, I can be myself. You can be natural, and I think that's what the success of the business is. I keep everything in. So if I make a mistake, I leave it. We don't edit it out. It stays there, so that it's very real. It feels real. It's not like a perfect broadcast where nothing goes wrong. And I think that's what the students love. They like to see the head falling off and me having to put it back on again and popping a little flower to hide where the dent in the cake is, or I'll maybe drop some on the floor and I've got to go and start again. And they love that. And so we try and keep it very real and fun. And that the feedback from students is that's the best way to learn.
It must. I was going to say it must be great watching somebody make a mistake and thinking, oh, that's not what you do then.
Absolutely, that's what they say. It gives them the confidence when they see it falling off that it's not the professionals get it wrong as well. Apparently.
So I mean, looking at the cake behind, this one. I'm going to take some pictures, so we'll sort of accompany this with a couple of shots as well on Facebook. This one, I mean, when I came in, I thought, oh, that's pretty. What's that? I thought it was just a decoration, but it's not. It is an actual cake that's made to look like marble, concrete, with the gold flames up the side. It's brilliant.
Yeah. So concrete still, and interior design has got a lot to to create for cakes as well. So really, usually what you see, if you watch the interior design, within a year or so, the cakes start to look like interior design. So, and that's what's happened with the cake. So marble concrete style is really in vogue just now. So I've stayed away from it for a while because everyone's been doing it. But the students always, Paul, when are you doing a marble cake? When are you doing a concrete cake? So I filmed this one last week, and the actual chocolate flames is chocolate. It's melted chocolate. You put it in a plastic bag, pop it in the fridge, and then when it comes out the fridge, you just dust it with some edible gold paint, and there you go. Now, normally people would put flowers on, like orchids or flowers, but I just wanted to keep it a little bit more harsh. With the gold. I think it's quite nice. It's quite a bold cake, but it's quite fun. Yeah.
I love it. Make a brilliant alternative wedding cake, wouldn't it?
Maybe a good second wedding.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. How long would a cake like that last?
So normally when we bake our cakes, we start baking for a wedding on a Saturday. You start baking maybe on a Wednesday, and then you normally say the cake's good for a week. So from Wednesday, so you'd have to eat it by the following Wednesday. Yeah. But most cakes can be frozen these days. So of course you can just, if you've got any excess cake, just pop it in a food bag, and up to 3 months in the freezer is absolutely fine. Yeah.
So it's not a sort of temporary thing. It is something which can last a while.
Yeah, I mean, these are display cakes, so they last, I've got them for a little bit longer. Well, this one will, but these are not going to last much longer. No. I think the alien and the punk's got another week, and then they'll be gone. the cake heaven, that's where they'll be going to. Yeah.
So where do you see the future of Cakeflix going?
Yeah, so what we're looking to do is make the website very, very interactive, and not only for students, but also for tutors. So what we're trying to do is encourage cake designers from around the world, because everyone's so easily accessible to cameras these days.
Yes.
And of course, for us to fly people to our studios too expensive. So what we're asking people to do is, our cake artists, is film at home, send us the footage, and we'll actually feature them on Cakeflix. So that's the future. So we're going to try and make the world a little bit smaller and have as many amazing tutors under one umbrella. So
one more question, which I've really got to ask. Have you ever had to say no?
To a client?
Yes.
Yes, but I probably can't talk about it on here. Yeah.
Embarrassing body parts.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we've made a few body parts, but some things people can just take it to the next level.
Yeah.
So we had a good friend of ours, a famous photographer, and he specialised in nude photography, and he thinks we should open a cake company called XXX Cakes, just a solely online cake business. He thinks it would do a bomb, but I would worry in case cakes got mixed up when they were going out, and the wrong client got the wrong cake. So that was just a little dream we had. Yeah, it'd be quite fun.
It'd be interesting.
It would be.
Shipping cakes like these, I mean, that must be an absolute disaster, surely.
Well, actually, we'll be able to ask Noreen tomorrow, because she's taking this home today on the aeroplane. So we can ask. Yeah. So we've got to box this up, and hopefully she'll be able to take it on the flight. Now, I've had students take these cakes in the cockpit. The pilot actually takes the cake in the cockpit, so the cake gets the best seat in the house. Yeah. So for some reason, a lot of the airlines have got a soft spot for cake. So as long as they can see inside there, then it's great. But coming from a shipping point of view, it's a bit of a disaster. When we had our cake business for 10 years, and just outside Edinburgh, and we got a contract from a big mobile phone company in London who were opening up a new HQ. So they wanted TARDIS, the Doctor Who TARDIS cake. They wanted 12 for every new section that opened up, and it was to be shipped from Edinburgh to London. We made 12, and the first 10 arrived perfect. 3D cakes arrived perfect. The 12th one was a disaster. It landed upside down.
Oh, no.
When it was delivered to the place, they could actually see the cake through the box. So, but not bad. 1 out of 12 was actually really good. But we decided after that not to do any more shipping. But there is companies who do actually ship cake, but it's not good for the blood pressure.
No.
Absolutely not. Definitely not. So yeah.
I mean, the one thing obviously that would be very, very difficult is the pricing of a cake like this. I mean, I'm not going to ask you to divulge the prices on something like this, but obviously it's got to be quoted on sort of design.
Yeah. So most cakes are bespoke. So it's one of the most difficult thing for a cake designer is the confidence to actually price it accordingly to the time, the ingredients, and with being a tutor, I get students all the time saying, "Paul, how much should I charge for this or this or this?" Yeah. So we have a little maths that we sort of work out for it. But like a cake like this, I can sort of roughly give you an idea. We worked out, was it about, how much did we say, about 200, was it? Or?
That was 250 for
Oh yeah, 250 for two of these, for two
Right,
teddies,
for
like
the pair.
for the bride and groom. Yeah, so but it depends where you live in the world.
Yeah.
If you live in London, then it's probably going to be about 500. If you're in the central London, and if you're in the Highlands of Scotland, it's about 100. So it just depends where you live, your overheads, etc., etc. But and also name. So the more famous you become as a cake designer, of course, you can start to charge the big money when you start to get all the celebrities and royalty and stuff asking for cake. So you can add an extra couple of zeros sometimes at the end, depending who it is.
Have you ever thought of doing a celebrity Cakeflix? Because I reckon that would be brilliant.
That's a good name, actually. Yeah, I'll need to use that before you register that one. Yeah.
All right, it's yours.
Yeah, that'd be quite fun. We could get some celebs in to make cakes, and we could film them. Yeah, that. You never just watch this space. You never know.
Giving another idea away.
Like that. Yeah.
Paul, thank you so much. Just give us the name of what. How do we get in touch with Cakeflix?
Yeah, just if you just Google either Paul Bradford, it'll come up Cakeflix, or just Google cakeflix.com, and easy peasy, you'll find it. And we're also on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah. It's Cakeflix official for Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, and the broadcasts go out.
So we the way it works is it's actually a membership option. So we do monthly membership and annual membership, and we film a new tutorial every single week of the year. So there's no stopping the studio. It's on 24/7. So it's never boring. We've always got new products coming out all the time, and we also have a new section on the website which is called Quick Bites. So for the busy people in the world, if you've not got time to watch a 2-hour tutorial, we've shrunk them down to 1 minute. So you can sit in the train while you're on your way to work, and you can watch a whole tutorial in a minute. So pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. If me,
Yes.
who, as I say, has done nothing more in the kitchen than licking out the bowl when my mum used to make cakes.
Yeah.
If I suddenly decided I wanted to do this, could I pick it up from right at the very, very basics?
Yep, so we actually have 100 free tutorials on the website for a complete beginner. So what is sugar paste? What's a rolling pin? What's a cookie cutter? So we give the foundation stuff for free, and the idea is you get hooked. And then once you get hooked, then you want to pay for the membership. So yeah, so we have it right from the beginning. So how to just cover a basic cake, what's ganache, what's buttercream. It's all on the website for you. So there's no excuses. But by the end of the year, you should be able to make a wedding cake.
Lovely. Paul from Cakeflix, thank you so much for chatting with me.
Thanks, Lee. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.